Guys, it's January. It is time to make good on all of those New Year's singing resolutions that you made, all the things that you have rededicated yourself to achieving in your singing this year. And so here is the thing you must understand so that another year does not pass and you're still not hitting those next level targets for your singing and your singing career. And it is this. When you are working towards achieving a goal, there are only two things that will prevent you from having what you want. Two, your strategy and your psychology. In other words, your technique and your mindset. Just two, that's it. Now, there are sometimes circumstances around that, sure, but really it is those two buckets, psychology and strategy. It's how you're thinking about the goal you have and how you're feeling about it. That's it. How do I think? Where am I focusing my attention around this challenge, this goal? And how am I managing my emotions around this challenge, this goal? Literally, those two things. It is all to do with how you feel and how you think. And believe me, I get it because I am a human being too. We're human beings and this is what we do. Oh, I think I should really go take a walk. I really should go work out. I don't really feel like taking a walk. I don't really feel like working out. I should really practice. I don't really feel like it. I've got so much else to do. I should really submit to a bunch of gigs or auditions. Ooh, that feels a little rough. That feels a little scary. What if they say this or think this about me? What if I bomb the audition? And so what's happening right now is that you're thinking where you are focusing your attention and how you're managing your emotions around that you really should be submitting for auditions. That's now the boss of you. That is what's determining what you do in that moment and every single day, and what you don't do every single day. Now, listen up because there's no make wrong here. Okay, this is what it's called to be humaning. This is the human experience. This is the way it goes. And there's nothing wrong here. But there is power in understanding this distinction. There's power in understanding that where you're focusing your attention, what you are believing in the moment, and what you're saying to yourself and how you feel is really the boss of the show. It is what's driving the bus. That's it. That's who in charge. But there's also this best part of you that can take the reins. There's this best part of you that knows better, right? My best self knows that although it may be really nice to read a book or watch Netflix right now, there are some really big things that I am up to. There are some things that I really want to accomplish and actualize this year. But so many of you come up against your excuses that make you not feel like doing what you need to do. So, what there is to do if you don't feel like it is to change your psychology. Now, this does not mean that if you have some real trauma or upset that you don't deal with it. But for the most part, that's not really how it goes. That's not really where you are. It's mostly it's my kids, my job, my to-do list. And some of you create a lot of circumstance. I'm just saying. I've been doing this a really long time, guys. No joke. I know what I'm talking about. Some of you create a lot of circumstance in order to not do the thing. Or it moves into the other bucket. It moves to strategy. There are only two things that get in the way, your psychology or your strategy. That's it. Two things. And if you realize that there are only two things that you have to manage, like there's only two dials that you have to tweak, that you are constantly tuning. One is always your psychology and the other is always your strategy, your technique. The things that go in the strategy bucket, that is your vocal technique, your technique tools, the logistics of your singing career, things like that. But if you are stopped and stuck, it will always be one of the two dials, your psychology or your strategy, your mindset or your technique, in other words. And honestly, if we're just being real, it's always psychology first. And then there might be some strategy, some technique that you need to adjust. And you're saying to yourself, always your psychology, Arden? Yes, always. All the time? Yes, all the time, all the time. That's the only thing for most of you to pay attention to. Two things, two. And it's always that you got to dial in that psychology, that mindset first. And that's why the very first free workshop that I'm doing this year is a mind-body breakthrough reset training, because we got to dial that mindset in first, because it will affect your skill set. It will affect your strategy. It will affect your technique, because your body can't do what your brain is sabotaging. So that's why we are doing this first free workshop this year as a mind-body breakthrough reset training, because there are little known tools that you could be using that, by the way, nobody is teaching, and it is keeping you stuck. And so that is why we need to readjust this dial of psychology over here so that you are not plateaued anymore and you can go and hit your big targets. So join me for our free online 2-day mind-body breakthrough reset training, where I'm going to explain game-changing mind-body tools for serious singers to break through the sabotage in your technique, in your performances, in your ability to land big opportunities and hit your goals and make good on all of these singing resolutions that you've set for this year, so that you blaze into 2026 with more power, more success, more impact in your singing than you ever have before. So register now, and I will see you guys in the reset. Bye.
Hey guys, if you want to attend our upcoming Mind Buddy Breakthrough Bootcamp, which you absolutely should do, then click that square button in the left-hand corner down there to register, and I will see you inside.